Hi, I'm Jeff. Sorry, I'm muted. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. How's everyone doing? It's good to see everyone on this, what is it, Tuesday? Tuesday, August 9th. The kids are about to go back to school.
Yes, it's going back to school week for everybody.
Wow. My kids start back next week. So,
Oh, good. You still have a week.
still have a week. Yes.
My baby's going to be a freshman, so I'm getting old.
Bittersweet, right?
Yep. Yep.
Bittersweet, yeah. It's good to see everyone. There was just nobody live really, so I just thought I would jump on and see what everyone is up to. I got a new soundboard, so I wanted to see if that worked too, and I thought we could just talk about Dre a little bit. I did get a little bit of information, um, allegedly, and we'll talk about that. Did y'all get a uh, I don't know what that means. Oh, is it like where they do like the tax free when you're going back to school? I think they used to do that here. Do they do that there, Amber?
What was it called again? The tax.
It's like the tax free weekend where I know I'm looking for my remote, my on air sign remote, but I don't
I
know
was
what
going to
it
say
is.
you got to put your on air site. No, I haven't ever seen that in California. I do know that they're running like a free lunch program for everybody now. Um, so that's kind of cool.
Oh, good, good. Hello. Yes, ours was last weekend in Oklahoma. I don't know when they do ours. I mean, what our sales tax here is 6%.
Oh wow, we're up to like nine something.
Yeah, well, you're in California. Everything's expensive.
Yep.
Everything is expensive. So, um, I did. Oh, thank you, UG, for letting me hop on and chat last night. Letting me chat. Oh, of course. Thank you for coming up last night. I appreciate it. So Marissa, she's getting her a little bit of rest tonight, which I'm really glad having her some. I guess you could call me time, which is everyone needs, right?
Absolutely. You don't want to get it burned out.
Yes. Tennessee's 9.7%. Damn.
That's because all the Californians went that way. Poor people.
Okay, Angie. Email me that and I'll see if I can figure it out. So allegedly, Dre has not been going to the hospital as much recently in the last um we'll just say the last week or so. So she was going about every day, but it's been, from what I understand, allegedly, she has not been um, going to the hospital every day. So
Very interesting.
she may be busy, she may have appointments, it may be nothing, I don't know. But that is some information that I received earlier. So, what do you think about that, Amber?
I think it's interesting. I mean, it's, you hear something and it just always makes you think, okay, what is the ulterior motive behind that, or what is the reasoning? Um,
Mhm.
maybe she got the R or this
Well, it could
Ovid.
be what Jennifer is saying as well.
Let me see what she's saying here.
It's on the screen.
See, I have to go back to chat to.
Okay. You're on your phone?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, there you go. Yep. That was the first thing that crossed my mind, because that would be the only spot that indefinitely everybody knew.
Yes. So we'll have to see. So let me know if you can hear this. Can you
Oh,
hear
that's
that?
great. That's great. I
Okay.
love it. I
I got
love it.
a bunch of new sounds, and I'm still downloading. So when you get ready to cuss,
Oh,
I can beep you out too.
he's
You
gonna
mother.
FCC me. Oh, Justin, that's great. Oh, that's great.
When Molly starts raging, I'll be like, "That's it. That's all I'm saying."
Oh, that's great. I love it. I love it. I know I was going to compliment your graphics too. I mean, your things have been really looking pretty
Thank.
sharp.
I'm trying.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. It takes a
No.
lot.
Yes, it does.
It takes a lot. So, so thank you to my gals. They bought me this stream deck for my birthday. So I appreciate that to ICU and Vet Girl.
That's
So,
great. Well, you'll put it to good use.
yeah, especially the beeping button.
Yeah, you might wear out the sensor button.
Yeah, yeah, I'll wear a hole in that one. So yeah, it's not. It took me like a little bit of time to figure it out, but like I'm slowly getting it. There's, I mean, there's just thousands. I know, can't wait to me see bleeping Molly. But there's like thousands of
Oh wow.
so many different sounds. Okay, that's a long one, but
And those come out really well. The volume of them, they come out really well.
good. That's a coin.
Wow.
Somebody super chats. Uh, there's just
Shame on you. What
Oh,
a
that's great.
that sounds like my husband, by the way.
Does it?
shame on you. What a shame.
What is shame?
And then gives you the look, huh?
Yes. Oh, this got all kinds of shit.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
So
Oh, that's great. Watch out. We're going to start making some movies here.
yeah. Let's see what this is. Oh, hold on, crap. But yeah, there's a lot of buttons. Like I
Someone's
can't
at,
even do songs.
yeah, I was going to say, someone's asking if you have a vomit or fart sound.
I haven't done that one yet. Haven't done that one yet, but I will. I will. Let's see.
I wanna be famous.
I got that from Molly.
That's great. Oh,
There's just so much. It's crazy.
Now, does Molly know that you have this soundboard? Because that would be really cool if you
Yeah,
could just
she
like,
doesn't know yet. She doesn't
there
know
you go,
yet.
you surprise her with it.
Yes.
Yeah, the audio of it.
For when I need a pee break, I can just play a song without getting struck.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give us that annoying hold music.
Yes. Yes. She will now. That's exactly right, Sandy. She will now. She'll get it now. Thank you, Carla. It's very kind of you. Um, so yeah, let's like I said, I really don't have anything much planned, except I did get the information that Dre has not been going to the hospital allegedly as much. She could be very busy. She may be avoiding something. It may not be anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see for that. And I was looking up another thing. First of all, I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose, uh, treat anything. I'm just a YouTuber, but I was looking up Munchausen by proxy. Thank you, Callie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate your super sticker. Thank you. And they renamed it. It's not Munchausen by proxy anymore. I think
That
it's called
fictitious.
fictitious
Yeah.
disorder. Yes.
Hmm.
I did
I
not know
seen
that.
that. Well, and I
I did.
think everybody just, you know, after Gypsy Rose story made it popular, I think everybody just got used to that. But yeah, that I did see the new name to that. That fictitious, what, fictitious by uh diagnosis. What does it say there?
I, they just got it under fictitious disorder. So, which, but there's also, syndromes and illnesses out there that people who are obsessed with eating clean, you know what I mean? Like, and
Hmm.
it gets to be, it gets in their way of life.
Hmm.
But I don't know if she would have that because, I mean, maybe when she wants to, but there's also some things like I don't get Dre because sometimes it feels like she's just all of these things, but then sometimes, she's talking about eating healthy and eating this and eating that, but then, she goes over to Mexico for Xanax.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think somebody brought it up in chat yesterday, which was a very, very good point. Was you know, and by no means am I knocking vegan. I mean, I think eating clean is great, and if you could live that lifestyle, I think it's fabulous. But her kind of starting to live that lifestyle, then going the extreme,
Mm-hmm.
was because there at that point she was the healer. No doctors could be involved. It's kind of your own. It's Dr. Seavy's recipes, and um, he's not around to call her out on it. So.
And ironically, he the reason he got arrested all of these times was because he actually said that he could heal
Mm-hmm.
all of these things. And just like Dre said, she could heal some incurable diseases,
Mm-hmm.
that in which there is no cure, there is treatment, um, but there is no cure. And it makes you wonder how deep down the rabbit hole do you have to actually go
Absolutely.
to actually believe something this extreme.
Absolutely. Well, and you notice whenever she made those claims that she could cure those things, it was always on one of her soapbox moments, and it was with such emotion. And I mean, someone just popping into a YouTube page and hearing her say that, it's like, oh wait, this lady's onto something. And her having the lifestyle of having, her paparazzi and her lifestyle channels, she never gave any disclaimers. She never. So as a professional, that just boggled my mind. But you know what? It's because she didn't give me the beep. She didn't give
Oh,
a.
hold on, wait, wrong one, wrong one, wrong one. Hold on, I gotta figure out where my buttons are.
There you
Okay,
go.
ready? She didn't give a.
So I mean, that's what it was. She never was professional and put those disclaimers there, and um, it, yeah,
I think that's a fair analysis. She gave tongue-in-cheek disclaimers. She would say one hand, this is just what I'm doing. I'm not, this is what has worked for me and my family. But then she would be like, well, but I can cure this and this and this and this, right?
hmm
So
and then when her chat started engaging on it and asking her where she could where they could get these products or where they could learn more information, she routed them to her um, online stores.
yes,
So she
yes,
was the source of it. So
absolutely. I mean, just dipping your seaweed in water with mushrooms or whatever that she was eating. I mean, every single frappin' day just does not look appetizing to me,
at all,
you know,
at all.
at all. I mean, I like mushrooms, but I'm not much of a seaweed person. To me, it tastes like salty in the ocean, and it just doesn't.
Absolutely. Well,
But
and she.
this is another thing that I found out that Dre and I've got the video somewhere where she literally requested for the family to tell her when she was cooking after the food was prepared how much they loved the food.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember there's a video of Vaughn eating, and he's eating like so fast. He's like, oh my God, this is so good. It was almost like he was acting. You know what
And
I
well, it
mean?
was like orgasmic. Like he was just like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
And then I came across this one video, and she was telling, I expect them to say, how good my food is and everything. And I'm like, you need your ego stroked that bad, lady.
Yeah.
You know.
When Wendy, I'm reading your comment here that there's nothing wrong with herbal medicine. You just didn't force anything on anyone. Okay, I see what you're saying, and I just want everybody to understand. At least I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with the
Not at
herbal,
all. Not at
you know,
all. No, no, no. I believe in uh, herbal
holistic.
medicine.
Yeah,
Yeah, as
absolutely.
far as I think it helps prevent. It can help, in my opinion, prevent
hmm
and keep you healthy and stuff. But I don't believe it's going to cure cancer or any
Assist you in helping having a baby when you have fertility issues. Like
right.
that's
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean it just
yeah.
I think it's a little bit oversold sometimes. But no, I mean, I'm, I think there's a purpose for everything under the sun, but um, yes, that's exactly right. She said she could cure HIV, herpes,
Oh
and
yeah,
everything else. And it just, she's like, what you got, boo? What you got, boo?
yeah.
And that's something that it's a very dangerous slope you're going down. Um, and that's where, in my opinion, these people become snake oil salesmen
Yep.
because, I mean, you can't promise anything like that.
At all. at all. Even if you know you had medical research done behind it, I would.
Mm.
I mean that's a huge claim. That is like, I mean, you basically telling somebody that you could save their life or something to that effect, and she was willing to take that on. Oh, I wonder why. Because she thought in her mind she was.
Yeah. I mean, that's, and if you have a problem eating, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. If you have a problem eating, absolutely. I mean, that it works and it helps for a lot of things. We'll just call it the grass to keep it PG. Um, but I mean, for just like the washing fire, pepper down your throat after having a seizure, that is ridiculous.
It's terrible. Justin, I never shared this with you guys, but so my brother's 35, but he's had 3 brain surgeries. I grew up with my brother having seizures since he was 6 months old. He had his first brain surgery at 8 months old. So I've always witnessed seizures. Sometimes they would be grand mal, sometimes they would be not so. But that was the first thing I was even taught as a young child. If I ever saw my brother, to roll him on his side, make sure there was nothing in his mouth, and you know, watch his breathing. Um, so the whole put something in his. I mean, that not only put something in his mouth that is terrible, but fire. Like, what if he inhaled that and it's hard.
It
It's
is
hard.
hard. It is hard. Um, Video on 16th. She admits she's going through. Um, there's wasn't there something with one of the police reports or the 911 operator, something where Dre is going through Vaughn's phone? Does anyone remember that?
Yes, there was one.
Well, there's this video of Dre talking. Yeah, I'll slow the chat. Hold on one second. There's this video of Dre talking about going through Vaughn's phone. And I'll show that in just a minute. Let me just slow the chat a little bit.
Yeah, that was the report where there was different accounts of the story from. She went into the hospital, and that's, in my opinion, where she was trying to obtain pain medication. Um, but the police, because I believe the nurse reported it, so the police came and interviewed her, and she told one story, and then the police officer went to the house and an entire different story was told.
I'm trying to remember. Um, Here is that video. Let me pull it up. And I was like, this girl has no shame. She told everyone everything. Everyone everything. And that is really bothersome. You know, I mean, like, you get close with your subscribers and everything, but there's, people out there that you don't know, you know, the, who they are as well, so like she's way too uh open about what she shares, especially something as intimate as having a seizure. So
Well,
this was good.
and well,
No,
and
go.
not only that, I feel now that we've all seen what we've seen, and based on research, is that we weren't ever able to see Vaughn's side of those things. She only recorded when she wanted. She only put out what she wanted people to see, or her version of it. Um, yeah, we got to see a little bit of their, love story together, which was beautiful. But
Absolutely.
we haven't heard Vaughn's voice yet, Vaughn's side, and that's just what's so. I mean, hearing him moan in those seizures is just like, how could you say in one breath that you love somebody, or, but then it just, I truly don't get it. I don't get it.
I don't either. I really don't get it either. But you know, Vaughn didn't have an outlet. He had no outlet whatsoever. Her outlet was Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Vaughn didn't have a phone to even call anybody with.
Yep.
He didn't have a hobby. He didn't have a car. He didn't have anything. So if he wanted to talk to someone about how crazy his wife may have been treating him, he couldn't. He couldn't unless he got permission. And this is whenever she looked at his phone in 2019 is when the phone was taken away after that. She punished him.
Yep.
She punished him.
Because she wanted to read the story of how their life was going, and who, I mean, could you imagine what those kids, the poor kids, like what they've seen or what they psychologically really feel, and it's just like there was 4 other voices in that house, and I
Yes.
just
Yeah, hold on. Someone wrote because he had seizures, he wasn't allowed to drive. Exactly. I mean, you can't. You have to. I think you can't have seizures for a year straight. So that's why he needed definitely some sort of support or anything. The only time he got to go somewhere is if he had to, ask his wife or anything like that. Thank you so much. She quickly toned down her knife ninja, Dr. Invincible attitude since this all happened, but I hope she doesn't get away with playing doctor with he is incoherent. Yeah.
but Justin, really quick on that with him not driving. Okay, how was it coincidentally that she was the only one that was able to not have the seizures? Because then that left her in control of the vehicle as well.
That's a very good question.
I mean, it's just too many coincidences take place that makes you go, okay, yeah, that left you in control again.
Mm-hmm. Justin, we had a girl, Renee, and Dre was giving her stuff and ended up in the hospital and she died.
Oh man.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've had people on our program here before who has taken, thank you, Charlotte Ann, good to see you, who has taken, some of Dre's advice, and some of them became very, very sick, throwing up and all of that
Yep.
stuff.
You've had a few people up so far that.
Yes, it's taken the advice. So this is where Dre is talking about spying on Vaughn's phone. Hold up.
Listen, Dad, in the middle of the night, I woke my dad up. Vaughn, I didn't wake him up. He didn't know I went through his phone.
Can you hear it?
Listen, I was stealth mode, okay? He didn't even know. He didn't even wake up. I just like, oh my gosh. Do you want to see a recreation? Oh gosh. Shoot. Oh shoot. Okay. This is a recreation. Hold on. Oh my gosh. This is a recreation. Like I'm literally sleeping. And this is me.
Wow.
That's me, stealth mode. And then first of all, not 100%, okay? Not 100%. That wasn't me 100%. Because once you get that phone, you better crawl out of the room into another room because if the lights turns on, he might wake up. Sis, what is you doing? Take that phone and get out. So, anyways, once I got out and I seen those messages from another person, like I called my dad and I was so pissed and I was ready to leave on. I was like, oh, hell no. My dad has talked me out of leaving my husband on more than one occasion. And I feel like, number one, because I had went through such a horrible situation before, I was not afraid of getting married again because I didn't even want it. Vaughn gave me a reason to believe in marriage again. But then that doesn't mean that every single baggage or every single worry that you've ever gone through or anything else is off the table. You're still scared. You're still scared because you know what it feels like to hurt. You know what it feels like for a guy to like literally make you feel worthless, you know? And I never wanted to feel that way again. Like, put me on a budget? Man, that's exactly what my first husband did. You got me messed up. I'm gone. So it was me reacting because of the situation I had been in before. But thank God for my dad, because my dad's been there for me countless times. Oh, and my mom too, man. That was a hilarious demonstration.
Look how she laughed and then she just stopped.
It wasn't his family. It wasn't his family members,
It's
Deborah.
fake.
Was it his aunt or an uncle? It wasn't family members. But it was someone he looked up to, a mentor.
Oh, not even another woman. Oh,
It was the doctor.
Dang, this eyebrow is thick. Okay, I'm gonna try to match it. I love the demonstration. I'm so glad. Hello, Sharon. Okay, yeah. But even if it was his aunt and uncle, like, I wouldn't want to put his business out. Oh, mother. I wouldn't want to put his business out there. Like, that's his story to tell, not mine, you know? That's his business.
That's a lot to unpack.
so much.
So she totally thinks it shows you how deeply insecure this woman is. Whenever Vaughn at that time just had a phone, he still was unable to drive, and it has to be under Dre's rules under that house or nothing. Can you imagine being with someone who is constantly threatening to leave you because she doesn't get her way about whatever?
I mean, no, not at all. Not at all. And she talked out both sides of her mouth so many times right there. I mean, she's
Yes.
saying, well, I wouldn't want, that's his business. I wouldn't want them to, but why were you able or felt comfortable to go to your father about it?
Yes.
So,
And right after this is when the phone left Vaughn. He never got it back.
I just, and I understand as like, if it was another woman or if he was, texting something, sexting but he's trying to improve his life and we don't know exactly what was said in the mentor text, but from what she's saying, it's control. It's the control thing.
I think he may have been talking about Dre's control issues to the mentor, as she says, which in my opinion was the therapist, physical therapist or chiropractor or whatever you want to call him.
But
Now,
again, she has no problem going on and telling her subscribers how she is. I mean,
absolutely,
did Vaughn get to see those? I mean, how did that make him feel?
right. He didn't have an outlet to tell his side of the story ever. I mean, she controlled the narrative. If she wanted Vaughn to look good, she could do that. And if she wanted Vaughn to look bad, she could do that as well. She could,
Exactly.
she could have absolutely do that as well. And she talks about her ex-husband. No, he gave me a budget. I don't think so. Well, sometimes you have to budget in life. It's just the way life is, unless you have so much money that you don't have to. But most people have a certain amount that they can spend, per month. Thank you, Liz. So sad how he was treated. He was treated like a child, not a husband. That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely
exactly
right.
right. But she did not trust him. She did not trust him. And she sneaks, gets his phone, and she's like, and then you have to go outside because the light and can come on and all of this. And it's just insanity.
Well, and the fact that she felt so comfortable, like it wasn't just like one girlfriend that she was talking to explaining that. When you're sitting there speaking to hundreds of people, possibly thousands, and you feel so comfortable telling this story, I mean, A, you're trying to impose that your husband is doing something outside of your marriage, and you're just okay with telling women that you're this way.
Right. Exactly. Nobody likes a budget. Nobody
Right.
does. But you have to pay your bills first.
Well, and they say that money is usually one of the number one factors in divorce. And
Absolutely.
now I don't know if the ex-husband said like, "Oh, you can only," however he said it, but I think communicating about a budget is, I mean, that's great. That's a great characteristic to have in your marriage.
The husband told us that they didn't get along because Dre could not control him. That is exactly what he said. He said she needed someone who she could control, and it wasn't me.
Wow. Well, the big one that I
Bingo,
found.
Heather. Very good point. But he was cut off from access to money. She lost her lid when he supposedly spent $50 at Walmart.
Yep,
That's
you're
called
absolutely.
financial abuse, is what it's called.
Absolutely.
What was you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I was just going back to that one where she shot herself in the foot when she thought she would was in control and sent her ex-husband that letter because she wanted to prove him wrong that she made more money than him. Well, then she shot herself in the foot, and the only way she won that is because she cheated the court system, and she
Well,
just didn't reply to it.
she ended up getting less child
Yeah.
support. You know that?
But if she would have reported her documents, if you heard in that video, if her attorney told her, well, if we do report what you actually do make, then it's going to be less than what even the reduction that she had. So she
Yep,
just decided not to reply to it.
exactly. Hey, Melissa. Good to see you, my love. Thank you. Um, so then in the beginning of the video, she talks about, uh, you know, she wasn't going to get married again, that Vaughn made her believe in love again. And it's interesting, in another video, she talks about how she trapped him.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's got to be one or the other,
And
right?
that's exactly what I mean. Just in that one video alone, she's talking out both sides of her mouth. And it's sickening that she's so comfortable with saying it, but it's because she literally believes her own narrative, her own lie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, clearly, she clearly isn't set in reality whatsoever, Carlos.
She's
I
over
mean,
there on Dre Slay Island.
yes, but in another video, she talks about how she gave Vaughn an ultimatum, um, because if their relationship wasn't going to lead to marriage, then she was out because she wanted to be with the church and stuff again.
Yep, you're right. Yep, you're absolutely right.
So that's another time where she's talked about marrying Vaughn. She said, "Hey, listen, if you're not going to marry me, deuces, I'm out because, I want to be in the church again, and that's something that's very important to me."
Well, and I think Mama Letitia has mentioned it to us before that she had the conversation with Vaughn, and he just felt like he was too young. Um, you know, he wasn't really ready to do, because he was going to be now a father to two children. She had it all planned out.
Oh, she said she did. Yeah, boo, I trapped him, and it was, and she basically says it was in his best interest that I did. It's that arrogance. It's that arrogance.
Yes, exactly.
Uh, Closer to Raza talking to Marvon in the hospital. I swear Raza has been told Avon is in there because who's Avon? I swear Raza has been told Avon is in there because he is bad.
I think she probably my phone will do that too and correct it to Avon when I put Vaughn.
Oh, okay. Has been told Vaughn isn't. Oh, I get what you're saying now, Princess. That's something. So,
Well, that's the other piece of this psychological thing with the kids is that in quite a few of those police reports we've heard that the kids are afraid, or she's moved them to the room because the kids are afraid. I can just imagine the heightened, like, okay, we got to go in the, like, she
you
probably.
should exactly. You should never tell your kids that they should be afraid of their father.
And you've seen it documented several of times. Imagine all the times that we don't know about. So it's
Yes.
just.
Thank you, Melissa. In my opinion, she is the reason him and them kids had seizures. In my opinion, if he did this to himself, he probably felt as if it was the only way out in the relationship because she was so controlling. What I mean, it's I mean, Vaughn wanted a $2,000 loan. Listen, he just got back a big settlement, right? Because of a procedure that
Yep.
he had done and it was messed up. And he couldn't even get his own money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he didn't have access to it
Even get his own money.
or open his own account to put $25 in it.
Yes.
And I mean,
It's pathetic if you want a vegan as spiritual. Uh yeah, exactly, Amy. It was his money. To read Amber's post. In my opinion, the child sounded restrained in the background. Hmm. Um, I don't know. That's it. Just absolutely insane. Now, this video is a video where, and it's brought to you by The Seeker. Y'all make sure you guys go subscribe to The Seeker. Wonderful, wonderful videos on Dre. And she's in here quite a bit. Oh, hold on 1 second. I gotta answer this one.
Okay. I see you. Yeah, you're right. He's only rated 30% disabled.
Sorry about that.
You are all good.
Cassie, I have a feeling Dre and Chrissy will get a third partner and change names and become silent partners and the train third partner. Nothing would surprise me. Nothing would surprise me. But the video I'm going to show now, this is Dre really mad about, she's upset about a doctor's appointment, and she's ranting about a doctor's appointment not going her way, right? She wants, if it's not her way, it's someone else's. So I'm going to play this. I have to run downstairs real quick and then I'll be right back. Okay.
You're good.
So this is brought to you by The Seeker. Make sure y'all, I see you. Can you drop the chat in there?
Wow. Whew, I'm so mad, y'all. I'm so pissed. Let me tell you, okay, the Joint Chiropractic, who I went ahead and tagged, let me tell you how they do their people. All right. Or people who come in, for assistance or whatever. Let me tell you. So the first time that we went to the Joint Chiropractic, I had, when was that?
I don't even remember when.
Okay. Miss Wynette, we will address that as soon as he gets back.
I think it was for my back. I don't remember why. No, I feel like it had to have been for you.
Because remember, I hurt my back.
Yeah.
It probably was that last time.
Yeah.
Before we went to that one dude who actually did something.
Yeah, I think it was for you. So I called the Joint Chiropractic and I'm like, hey, I would like to make an appointment. We're new people. We haven't been seen here before. You guys, there's nobody around me. So I really hope that people aren't triggered that my nose is showing, okay? Because if you are, please leave the video. Please don't even bring your stank energy over here. This is not the time I will post YouTube. Whew! So the first time I called, where is it? Did you find it? Oh, the first time I called and I'm like, hey, we're new people. We haven't been there before. I would like to make an appointment. And the lady says, well, we don't make appointments. It's by walk-in only. So, okay, cool. That's all she tells me. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's fine. Whenever we get there, it's like, what was it? Maybe 12:30. We get there at 12:30. And we go in, say, hey, we're new patients. Because I figured we got to fill out some paperwork, right? So she was like, no. It was, it was 1:20. Whenever we went there, the time exactly was 1:20. I remember. Because the lady, we had 40 minutes until they supposedly closed for lunch. I had absolutely no idea that they closed for lunch because she didn't tell me. You would think that a walk-in only appointment or place, they would let you know their lunch hours. Hey, from this time to this time, we're not going to be open. It's by walk-in only, but at these times. Since you are a new patient, you cannot come in past this specific time because new appointments take this amount of time, right? You would think that's what someone would say whenever they're answering phones and trying to communicate with somebody, right? especially if it's appointment only. Let me tell you, I live in the devil's armpit. It is hot as hell.
You hear that, guys? She actually admits she lives in the devil's armpit. Sorry. I think it's funny. Because, I mean, her kids actually put horns on her head.
Over here.
Yeah.
We are in the Guinness Book of World Records as a... Baby, I'll wait right here because I'm going to be yelling. And... Whew. We are in the Guinness Book of World Records.
Who yells like
where
that?
We are in the most sunniest city in the whole entire United States. Hold on, let me show you something. Ain't nobody around here. Ain't nobody around here.
Thank you, Theodora.
I'm in my own little corner, okay? Ain't nobody around here.
Because everybody
there's someone
left.
I don't know how far away. So I'm gonna pull down my mask because I'm having difficulty breathing. Okay, if you have a problem with it, please exit the video. That I'm having a difficulty breathing and I need some oxygen. I'm so heated.
Hey, Justin
like
and Miss
I
Jackson's
need
in
to
the
go home
chat
and
too.
take some passion flower because
Whew! Hey, Miss Jackson.
She wants us to address something, but I lost the comment. It's in regards.
I'm going to see if I can find it.
Yeah, I can't see back that far. I agree with you, Gail.
Miss Jackson, if you could just text me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't get back that far.
Let me know if you guys can hear it if I mute it.
when it comes to my now I feel like I'm gonna start crying. When it comes to my family, I don't play. And I feel like this was something that directly affected my husband now two times.
Can you still hear?
So then we go and it's Gail.
Yes, we can hear.
We get there at 1:20 and she says new patients take up to 45 minutes for a new consultation. So we're not going to be able to do it right now. And I'm like, well, that's if he moves a little bit faster, he can save 5 minutes, because I had 40 minutes until they closed for lunch, which I had no idea they closed for lunch because that's not something that they shared information. My car didn't work, and I'm still having car issues. It's still overheating. That's how hot it is in Yuma, Arizona. It's so hot that my car is overheated as soon as I turn it on. It overheats and says turn it off. And I haven't even been driving it. It's just the sun. So then we have to take my husband's truck, which don't got AC, and we ride in with the windows down. We get there, and before I even talked to the lady, I left out this information. Before I even talked to the lady and said, hey, we are new patients, this, that, and the other, I had asked her, hey, can I have a cup? Because they had a water machine, and we were so thirsty. So I asked, hold on, let me block this person. I'm shaking. I literally can't even block her because I'm shaking. Whoo! Okay, the trolls gonna have to stay here with us. Whew. So I asked for a cup, and then no. I'm leaving out every important detail. I'm heated, so let me. As soon as we get there, there's this man standing and like on his hips or on his hands to his hips, and he's literally, hold on. He's literally like this whenever me and Vaughn walk in. And so we walk, he does that. And it was like, long time no see. And I was like, I'm thinking maybe this is how he jokingly welcomes new patients. Like, oh, long time no see. No, he really thought we were someone else. And I'm like, we've never been here before. He was like, really? And I'm like, yeah, we've never been here before. We're new patients. Can I have a cup of water? Can I have a cup? Because he has a water machine. And he was like, oh, well, we've been out of cups for 3 weeks. And immediately I'm thinking, like, 3 weeks? Why would you even tell me that? Because now I'm going to be upset that you don't have cups for 3 weeks. We live in the sunniest city in the whole entire United States, and you won't have cups for 3 weeks. What is? I mean, I don't.
This is my question. And Miss Jackson, if you could text me, because I'm having a hard time seeing your messages. Um, should a person be this upset? That's it. Bingo. So annoying, so entitled. About not having cups. Not
And then
having
go
cups.
off on a story about it. Exactly.
In the middle of a freaking public store. She's like, nobody's around me. Well, hell yeah, that's because they cleared the area.
Exactly.
Who the hell would want to be around you like that? I mean, God. So crazy. I mean, I've never seen anyone like this. But um I was looking at the fictitious disorder, and
Uh-huh.
one of the, you know how she was moving uh Vaughn around and everything, and and you know how she's arguing with the doctors and the staff and everything. One of the big things is arguing with doctors and staff, having new visitors when hospitalized.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying, we're not, definitely not trying to diagnose or anything, because we are not doctors. Not trying to diagnose. We are just seeing some similarities as what fictitious behavior is.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
And I mean, it's not a coincidence that there's just a lot of similarities in the same situation.
Yes. Yeah, I can slow it down more. Okay, here we go.
Know if I had a storefront, and if I had a storefront and there were people, I would make sure that at least a basic necessity to life is provided, especially if people are going to be out here. The mall at this place is outdoors. I don't know why someone would build an outdoor mall in Yuma, Arizona. Like, you have to literally go outside to each establishment because it's not indoors for whatever reason. So I would imagine it's just like you would want to have water since it's hot as hell, and you want, whatever.
I would imagine they would love for you to get your ass out after you bitching
Exactly.
too much.
I mean, she's going to give herself a heat stroke.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Liz, now she's smarter than the architects. Sorry, honey. You're not.
But now I was irritated because now he don't have cups. I just wish he would have said, "I'm sorry, we're out." Then I would have been okay. That what, it's cool, whatever. 3 weeks. Now you're taking your slow time and doing your job.
She's physically shaking. She was not this upset whenever she was gone, and she's like, we'll have someone else get the limes when Vaughn was having a seizure. She was not shaking like this.
At all. At all.
She did a little bit of a cry, but it wasn't like, I'm so mad over a damn cup of water. And you know what? You only buy $500 water. Why you need that? It's not whatever your drink in your coconut shell. I mean, what is she talking about? alkaline. That's what it is. Alkaline. Her
Well,
brain
and
is not
doesn't it?
alkaline, in my opinion.
Aren't you just thinking like, I know we can't see Vaughn in this. We can't, but like she's on stage, she's going off. Like poor Vaughn. I mean, I hope he went to the shoe section or something. Like
I know that she is tripping about cups, but she drank out of a gallon jug in the hospital. Yes, she was drinking, but that was her water that she was drinking out of a gallon jug. Yes. I mean, put your mouth under the faucet then, I guess, lady. That's all I can tell you. You know what? Or, you know, buy some water. That's it.
well, then she wants to tell him how to run his business now. Now she goes on that rant about those cups and
That's sweet, Jasmine. Let's see. Here we go.
So then I say, okay, give me a second. We walk out and then we go to Subway. I go because I want some water, but I don't want just tap water. I want some bottled water. All that Subway had was Dasani, which I recently discovered based off of, shout out to Corey Michelle, Dasani, one of their main ingredients is, I believe, I might be wrong, potassium chloride. Potassium chloride is also the same chemical that they distribute to people who are getting the injection, the lethal injection, to kill people. One of the ingredients, if I'm not mistaken, if it's not potassium chloride, it's another chemical. Can you guys clarify? Correct me if I'm wrong. So I don't want to buy Dasani. So I'm like, you know what? As hot as I am, I need to go back because my husband is hurting. And this is why I needed to go to see the joint chiropractic. This is why I went over there, because he needed help. So then whenever we come back, that's when the whole conversation with the lady about, okay, well, we're closing at 2 and new patients take 45 minutes and it was 1:20. And I'm like, well, if he moves a little bit faster or we answer questions a little bit quicker, he might be able to. Yeah, no, they wouldn't allow us to be seen. So then we ended up leaving. We didn't come back. Whenever we got home, he was so sick. I think it was sometime after that he ended up having a seizure. This son is no joke. See, and that's why, like, Vaughn doesn't remember too much about what the first time that we went there, because that's how sick that they do this air. I don't even think it's the sun making us sick. It's the damn chemicals that they're putting in the air, and then the sun bakes the chemicals in our skin, and thus we have reactions. That's what I believe. But
and there's another part of that disorder right there. She's speaking for him. She's saying to him, he doesn't remember these things.
Um, as she's eating spoonfuls of powders, yes. I mean, she's saying the chemicals they're putting in the air, and then the sun bakes the chemicals, and then it gets into our skin. But is she saying that's what's making him sick?
Yeah,
Is
she
that
had said that. She said she thought he had a seizure, so now she doesn't remember if he had a seizure after they got back because of the heat.
Christy? And that is something she has said. When I get stressed out and I go hard on him, that's when he has a seizure. Exactly.
And you know what? He wouldn't have to be established as a new patient if she didn't have to chiropractic hop with him because she pissed the last one off.
Yes. She pisses. Well, I mean, it seems like nobody's good enough. You know what I mean? I mean, after you move someone literally on life support 4 or 5 times, you kind of have to start looking inward.
Absolutely.
It's not so much you know, the
Well,
exterior around you. It's
and you really have to look at that motive. Like, is it because it was her concern and the best interest for Vaughn, or is it because she didn't like what those doctors were saying and now she had to go somewhere else?
that would be probably the latter, in my opinion. She said her tantrums cause him seizures, so he's living in a state of constant panic and exactly, Peach. Exactly.
Back said it was the chemtrails.
Yeah, he does biofeedback, which his body, it picks up the frequency of my husband, and literally it showed that he was battling chemicals. That's crazy.
From
This
air,
this is
chemtrails.
chemtrails. That's I mean, not only is it real.
Okay. Do y'all know what chemtrails are?
Yes.
Okay. I don't believe in chemtrails. I'll be the first to tell you. I think it's way out there. And she's saying biofeedback is saying that's making Vaughn sick and chemtrails. Well, I can say that wherever you are, even if you do believe in chemtrails, there was chemtrails way before Vaughn had started having seizures.
Absolutely.
Worked for them. He was in the military. That's who they say does it.
Well, and if she says, through all her research, or she makes these accusations of whatever is causing this for him, how about just the common sense that she's pointed out? They live in hot, give me the beat button, Yuma, Arizona.
Sorry, wrong one.
You know, your husband could potentially have a seizure because he will get overheated. Wouldn't you bring a water bottle with you? I mean,
You would think.
you would think.
I mean, if I go to a doctor and I say, "Hi, where's your water at?" and they say, "Oh, we don't have anybody," I'm not going to think you're a shitty doctor right away. That's not going to be. That's not. I'm going to be like, well, it's an inconvenience, but I'm not going to. It's not going to ruin my day. I'm not going to go out yelling in public, making videos about it. I mean, just say, for instance, I left my doctor. They didn't have water. I come on here and I'm in the middle of a department store and I start raging. You guys are going to say, "Justin, honey, take a break."
Go get some water.
Take a break. Take off a week. It's enough. So, thank you, Kate P. That's a very nice compliment. Thank you. And then, Vaughn is back there rubbing her back, trying to calm her down.
Yep, I see that. Yep. Now, I didn't see him before in there.
It's very sad.
Just always supporting her, always supporting her.
Yes.
But she's on the stage.
All over water.
It affects you so deeply. Whatever. We didn't go back. Right now, like, he's hurting. He took kratom, so he's okay right now. Like, he's able to walk. I should be taking him home right now. I need a little bit of retail therapy because I'm a little bit fired up. I want to go home and my kids see me.
So never mind, he's in pain. She needs retail therapy because it's about her, because she's so upset. Never mind, Vaughn is in pain. Never mind.
Yep. I mean,
some herbs down him right now.
And she literally just blows it off. It's okay. I need my retail therapy. Oh my God.
It's just craziness. It's absolutely craziness. A little bit of retail therapy. While Vaughn's in pain, she needs comfort. She needs internal comfort, so she can, you know, go to her safe space in her corner and talk about her being wronged in life with a cup of water. Welcome, Mom and Nana Life. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate it.
Like this, I want to remain all the way calm whenever I go home. So we stopped over here. What was I saying? What was I saying? Oh, no. But anyways, his back is hurting, so he needs to be adjusted. I try to call the person that we normally go to, and they didn't pick up. So
Sorry, I keep pausing it, but do y'all remember Vaughn sitting at the dinner table, and he gets, he's eating and everything, and then he gets this real bad pain. You just see the pain on his face like that, and he just gets up and he's holding his back.
Out of nowhere. Yep.
Yes, out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of pain he was in. And it's probably worse than that day because, he's trying to go see a doctor or a chiropractor.
And she didn't even shed a second look at him, or she just scooted up and didn't even, are you okay? Or, yeah.
At the best, she should have dropped him off and then go back and do your retail therapy. But he doesn't feel good. Support your man, Dre.
Yeah.
against my better judgment, I felt like, okay, although I had an issue with this place last time, listen, my husband is in pain right now.
Thank you, Aaron Davis. Appreciate your membership.
I hate, as a wife, looking at my husband and feeling so helpless, like I can't do something to help them. And so many times I feel that way. We thoroughly believe in the way we are living our life. Pills are poison, and there's nothing no one can say to make us think differently.
Except if it's Xanax or something that you go over the border to get. Those aren't poison, right? Meanwhile, they're one of the number one overdosed medications on the planet, right? Right, Jay?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are doing everything we can to find what's natural, what's good, and we are doing so good. Like, we are thriving. Not only is our physical health better, but our mental and emotional, like, we are better across the board. So
If her mental health cracked because of a freaking cup screaming in a department store, if that has helped her mental health, damn, I'd hate to see it any other time.
know we're on the right path, but there's times where he feels bad right now and I can't do anything, and a chiropractor would help. So I said, okay, you know what, maybe we should go. So he said, well, call first and check it out. I called and they were open. They weren't gonna, oh no, how did it go? It's
Thank you,
irrelevant,
Melissa.
but even the phone conversation should have been a trigger for me, like, oh, or a flag, like, don't go, just don't go. You know, I should have known based off of the conversation that I had with this lady. I shouldn't have went. So whatever, I went anyways, and we walk in, and so then I said, hey, we're new patients, like, we haven't been seen before. She's like, okay, well, I just want to let you know that new patients take about 45 minutes. So if you're okay with that, like, I can give you some paperwork. And I was like, yeah, we're okay with that. She's like, okay, is there any work-related injuries? And I'm like, no. She's like, any something other type of injury? And I was like, no. And then but it was along the lines of a work-related injury, just asked a different way. And I said no again the second time. then the third time when she says, is it a work-related injury? I said, ma'am, we're coming here on like our own free will. She was like, yeah, but I just want to know if it's related to work. I'm like, ma'am, we work for ourselves. It's not related to work. We just want to be seen. And so then the guy, I don't know if she paged him or what. Oh, no. After I said that, she was like, ma'am, I'm just asking, how'd she say? I'm just asking you a question. I'm just asking you a routine question. And I'm like, yeah, but I already told you no. So I don't know why I have to reiterate that. That's what I told her. So then the guy comes, we're sitting down. All I did was write my first and last name and sign the paper. And that's all I had time to do, because he comes around the corner like, haven't I seen you guys? How did he say, like, haven't I seen you guys before? Or like, didn't you come here before on a work-related injury? One of those questions. And I'm like, no, we haven't been here before. He's like, yeah, but I sent you guys away because we don't do work-related injuries. And I'm like, you know what? You confused us the last time we were here with someone else. Like, we've never been adjusted by you before. I said, the last time I was here, you didn't tell me whenever your work hours were here or whenever your lunch hours were here. So even though I got here, you guys were about to go to lunch. And so then I had to leave because you guys were going to lunch. He was like, yeah, but it was also turned down because it wasn't work related. And I'm like, dude, I've never been here before. So not once, but twice. He mistakes us for somebody. I don't know how baby, come here. I don't know how common we look whenever our face masks are like even the last time. How do you so then we are being treated like trash because he's mistaking us with somebody else. I literally cannot. Oh, hold on. I literally cannot.
And then we had already told him before that I wasn't in the military.
Oh no, we didn't tell him before. No, after I told him that, after all that happened, I was like, okay, there's this group here in Yuma Rants and Raves, and I'm gonna be making a post about it. He was like,
I already told him before that.
I literally cannot.
And then we had already told him before that I wasn't in the military.
Oh no, we didn't tell him before. No, after I told him that, after
In my opinion, she's lying there. She got caught. Caught.
Do you hear the volume of her voice? How it switches there?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. This is what you're supposed to say.
Yep.
This is what you're supposed to say. She's feeding him a narrative.
Yep. And she gives him that side eye.
After all that happened, I was like, okay, there's this group here in Yuma Rants and Raves, and I'm going to be making a post about it. He was like, oh, okay. And then he turns to Vaughn. He was like, oh, are you military? And I'm like, what? I'm like, well, how did I answer? I don't know how I answered. But he again said, oh, no, I just want to know if he's military. And I'm like, you ain't about to ask us no questions. Like,
and he was like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to him.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever like that. And at that point, I just put my hand up and just walked away.
I gotta go. I came to tell my experience.
Thank you, LA.
Because I'm pissed.
They trained to look for this. Yes. Yep.
Oh. Okay, my friend's here, so I'm gonna, yeah. Whew, wrong place for you to be. Yeah, people are, yeah. Bye. People can go somewhere else. They know they want to hear me. They know they want to hear me rant. That's why they're here. People can't get enough. It is what it is. They're going to be here and complain, but they ain't going nowhere. That's the type of energy that I possess. Even people that don't like me still got to keep watching. Ha ha.
Hold up. I got to replay that.
Yeah. Whew, wrong place for you to be. Yeah, people are, yeah. Bye. People can go somewhere else. They know they want to hear me. They know they want to hear me rant. That's why they're here. People can't get enough. It is what it is. They're going to be here and complain, but they ain't going nowhere. That's the type of energy that I possess. Even people that don't like me still got to keep watching. Ha ha! I cannot believe. I'm still going to.
Arrogance is off the chart.
Off the chart.
Make that post in the group because I don't give a damn. And because I don't know how many people from Yuma are watching. So I don't know. But yeah, that's not how you treat people. And dude, what? If we had good service, we would be routine customers. I love to shout out people who do good out there. I love to support businesses who treat people with respect. Like you know, because I'm ranting and I feel okay to rant because I also rant whenever it's good. I also speak out whenever people are doing right. I support people. So whenever someone's doing wrong, yeah, you're damn right, I must speak out about it because I speak out whenever.
In my opinion, she's saying this stuff to justify her behavior.
Yep. I think this is where she started seeing the comments.
Whenever people are doing good too. So this is not cool. That's not how you treat people, especially people who are need help. You are in a position to help somebody, and that's how you do people. You what goes around comes around.
You gotta wait 45 minutes in order to be seen.
Listen to that. You are in the position to help people, and that's how you do people? Well, Dre, let us ask you the same question.
Scorpio. Oh, shut up, Drake Aaron. There's no justification for anything she does. That's exactly right. Boy, that's a winner chicken dinner. I mean, in my opinion, she clearly got caught lying because Vaughn's like, well, we told him before. Huh?
And it's like she turned and scolded him like a child, like,
Absolutely. Well, with that, when she was at the dinner table the other day when we watched that, she's like, I wish you would have discussed it with me first. And she abruptly ends the live after that. The rest of the video, she abruptly ends the live. You could tell the tension of the table changed. And Vaughn says, I was just doing what I was told to do. That's right, J. Marie. Why does she need doctor when she can cure everything?
well, and that's the other piece of it, just the whole story that she told. And with this chiropractor, I mean, and it could very well been just a coincidence or a mess up, but something just doesn't sit right with me about that story about this chiropractor thinking that she was something fishy there.
Yes.
I mean, chiropractors in town will talk if there's a patient to watch out for.
Of course, yes. So, fictitious disorder. Nobody's diagnosing, we're just looking at what it is. So, it says fictitious disorder is a serious mental disorder in which some deceives others by appearing sick, by purposely getting sick, or by self-injury. Fictitious disorder also can happen when a family member or caregiver falsely presents others, such as children, being ill, injured, or impaired. Fictitious disorder symptoms can range from mild, slightly exaggerated of symptoms, to severe, previously called Munchausen syndrome. The person may make up symptoms or even tamper with medical tests to convince others that their treatment, such as high risk surgery, is needed. Fictitious disorder is not the same as inventing medical problems for practical benefits, such as getting out of work and winning a lawsuit, although people with fictitious disorder know they are causing their symptoms or illness. They may not understand the reason for their behaviors or recognize them as having a problem. Fictitious disorder is challenging to identify and hard to treat. However, medical and psychiatric help are critical for preventing self injury and even death caused by self harm typical of this disorder. Symptoms. Bear with me 1 second. Symptoms. Fictitious disorder symptoms involve mimicking or producing illness or injury or exaggerating symptoms or impairment to perceive others. People with the disorder go to great lengths to hide their deception, so it may be very difficult to realize that their symptoms are actually part of a serious mental health disorder. They continue with the deception even without receiving any visual benefit or reward, or when faced with an objective evidence that does not support their claims. That's something, like if you disagree with Dre on her lifestyle or anything, you're immediately kicked out, right? Um,
Yeah.
some of the symptoms, clever and convincing medical or psychological problems, extensive knowledge of medical terms and diseases. So, people who know a lot about medical terms, knowledge about specific diseases, vague or inconsistent symptoms, conditions that get worse for no apparent reason, conditions that don't respond as expected to standard therapies, seeking treatment from many different doctors or hospitals, in which may include a fake name, reluctance to allow doctors to talk to family or friends or other healthcare professionals.
Okay, do you have that like ding 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 sound effect right there?
Where was that? I don't. Do I have a ding ding ding? Did I? I don't know.
Shame on you.
No, wrong one.
What a shame.
I don't know which one. Okay.
That one just hit the nail on the head, though.
Yes. Which, in my opinion, she seeks treatments from many hospitals and doctors. I mean, look how many doctors uh, talk to her about Vaughn's condition, and look how many hospitals she sent him to. Reluctance to allow doctors to talk to family or friends. Well, that's a no-brainer right there. Frequent stays in the hospital. Eagerness to have frequency testing or risky operations. Many surgical scars are evidence of numerous procedures. Having few visitors when hospitalized. Arguing with doctors and staff. So, people with fictitious disorder may make up symptoms or cause illnesses in several ways, such as
Exaggerating existing symptoms. Even when an actual medical or psychological condition exists, they may exaggerate symptoms to appear sicker or more impaired than is true. Making up histories. They may give loved ones, healthcare professionals or support groups a false medical history, such as claiming to have had cancer or AIDS. Or they may falsify medical records to indicate an illness. Faking symptoms. They may fake symptoms, such as stomach pain, seizures, or passing out. Causing self-harm. They may make themselves sick, for example, by injecting themselves with bacteria, milk, gasoline, or feces. They may injure, cut, or burn themselves. They may take medications, such as blood thinners or drugs for diabetes, to mimic diseases. They may also interfere with wound healing, such as reopening or infecting cuts. Tampering. They may manipulate medical instruments to skew results, such as heating up thermometers. Or they may tamper with lab tests, such as contaminating their urine samples with blood or other substances.
Interesting. And the risk factors.
Several factors may increase the risk of developing factitious disorder, including childhood trauma, such as emotional, physical, or sexual abuse. A serious illness during childhood. Loss of a loved one through death, illness, or abandonment. Past experiences during a time of sickness and the attention it brought. A poor sense of identity or self-esteem. Personality disorders. Depression. Desire to be associated with doctors or medical centers. Work in the healthcare field.
She's like my husband. He does what was that called? But we know. Okay. So Dre has talked about this. Thank you for becoming a member, Melissa. Thank you. Dre's husband or ex-husband has talked about how he believes that she either makes up or exaggerates things that she says that has happened to the kids or them being sick. And Dre even mentions it in a video. She says, my husband thinks I need to find that video where she says my husband thinks that, or my ex-husband thinks that that it's just me, that nothing is really wrong.
Of course not. It's just all of us that just we're all the delusional ones.
Exactly. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, my dear. So it's and then I was looking up. I wonder why they renamed it fictitious disorder and they switched it from Munchausen to fictitious.
Yeah, I was gonna look into that because I just briefly seen it when it popped up and said fictitious of another, or because I mean so many words in there, but there's got to be a reason why that was switched.
Yeah.
Or if anybody else might know that. I know there was a therapist earlier here in the chat, and I apologize when Justin was gone. You did offer to come up and kind of touch on this subject. So if you're still there.
In comparing messages between Dre and myself, I noticed Vaughn left to Georgia in September 19th, 1 week after the date of the argument that Dre recorded. What happened to be 3 weeks after the whole Dr. Dancing? What happened to be 3 weeks after the whole Dr. Dancing? In comparing messages between Dre and myself, I noticed Vaughn left to Georgia September 19th, 1 week after the date of the argument that Dre recorded, which happened to be 3 weeks after the whole. Oh, I see what you're saying. Something was very fishy there. Something was very, very fishy. And I still
Yes.
don't get it all. I don't know if we'll ever get the full story with the Dr. Dan. Now, allegedly, I mean, he lost his medical license or whatever kind of license you need to be a chiropractor. But
Probably still had a boatload of student loans.
yes, but she, I don't care what anyone says, she was swooning over that doctor. You could feel the tension between the two, and not in a bad way. You know what I mean? Uh,
Absolutely.
Something was definitely up.
Well, and again, not discounting any women that have been ever sexually assaulted or even made to feel uncomfortable, but you know, based off of that video and her interaction with him, it just appears, in my opinion, he obviously felt comfortable, and after exchanging of text messages, he obviously felt comfortable in bringing that up, and we haven't even seen the text. So again, it just makes you scratch your head.
Um, okay. So, what's interesting is she even made a post with about Dr. Dan, and the first words of the post was something like, she's talking about the audience, like, or the ladies really liking Dr. Dan. I can't remember what it said exactly, but it was like, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know, but it
that's
was
just
it was that other man, and she couldn't. What Dr. Dre loved the attention of other men, and when she couldn't get it, she'd get so mad and retaliate. Interesting. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate your dedication. Someone has to know what happens when she is not recording behind closed doors. They may not know he's in the hospital. Someone has to know what happens when she is not recording behind closed doors. They may not know he's in the hospital. Yeah, very possible. Thank you. Um, it's I don't know. I mean, it may just be such a control issue for her, but when she says that she feels like Dr. Dan is physically planting seeds in his stomach. She points toward his stomach and she goes, planting seeds. I don't even know how to react to that.
yeah. That what she was explaining. I mean, I've heard of some witchcraft or voodoo type things, but
Mhm.
I didn't understand where she was going with that.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to look at something real quick. Um, let's listen to what Dre says about giving Vaughn CPR, and this is brought to you by Truth Seeker. Mods, please drop their link. Uh, she does great videos, finding these videos on Dre, and Truth Seeker is always in here, so we appreciate it.
It's so sad. It's okay, Jacob. He saw Vaughn unresponsive before I did. And
How does she know that? I mean, was the dog already out there? Is that what she's saying? Now, there is accounts that the youngest child, Raza, was told by Vaughn not to come out here. You guys remember that? He said not to come out here, but I don't know about the dog.
I started doing CPR on Vaughn. And when I was like screaming, I was screaming. And I was doing CPR on Vaughn. And when the ambulance got there, they said that his heart wasn't, he had no pulse. And they gave him, this is a bad angle. They gave him a medication and it restarted his heart. And so when they were wheeling him out on a gurney, they attached him to something. Like he was laying flat on his back and it's like his arms were like taped to this and there was something that was like pumping his heart.
Shouldn't a doctor know
like
all the
also
terms?
Why Jacob's having a hard time because he saw Vaughn before I did. Poor Jacob. You know, I feel like us as people, we have the power with our minds, the ability to like have positive thoughts, but dogs don't have that. You know, they can't pray to Jehovah, you know, but we as people can. And all he knows is that he misses his master. That's all he knows. And so he's been like clinging to me.
Yes, a doctor should know. Absolutely, yes. And nonchalantly, yes. But also worried about her angles while she talks about them starting her husband's. Thank you, Lost Again. Love the show. Always classy and on point. Thank you. You're very kind. That's exactly right. Real Western medicine saved his life. Imagine that. Such an incredible idea. Medicine works. Exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being holistic. There's absolutely. Where'd Amber go? Hold on. I just realized where'd Amber go. Hold on. Um, hey, Amber, if you want to come back up, I'll drop a link again. Um, I'm just sitting there gabbing, and I'm like, where'd Amber go? She's probably going crazy inside knowing that. Imagine. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's nothing wrong with wanting, a more natural, holistic life, but you can't just throw out everything, whenever she says, the medicine got Von's heart going back. Well, do you think cayenne pepper was going to do that, Dre? I mean, really, do you think cayenne pepper is going to do that? That is medicine. Thank God we have it. But cayenne pepper is not going to do that. The stuff that you call poison, thank you, perfectly imperfect. The stuff that you call poison just got his heart beating again. Thank God. His heart didn't stop beating for all of these years. What, 30 some years, right? Until this happened. And thanks to modern day medicine, it saved his life. So let me message Amber real quick and see if she wants to come up. If, okay. Hey, medic.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good.
Oops, I lost you. There you are.
I am.
Thank you, Amy. When Dre decided to pursue this holistic lifestyle, her common sense went out the window. That's yes, it's her belief system. She threw everything out that she knew to be true and just went on believing, these, household herbs is going to magically cure you.
I
Yes,
wanted,
Maddie, what do you want to say?
I wanted to tell you that machine that you um she was talking about is
With the CPR?
it's a
Yeah.
Lucas machine. There's different brands
Yes.
and it
Uh,
works off of a battery. And the drug is epinephrine, which usually you give for cardiac arrest.
yes. And let me show you guys what this is. This is something,
Yeah, that one, the yellow one. That's what we use.
yeah,
That one right there.
$12,950. You can buy your own.
Yeah, they're expensive. Stuff's
Yeah.
not cheap on the ambulance. The monitor's like between 15 and 20,000.
Well, I know a lot of, there's even like a machine you can hook up to like the pulse. A lot of the police use them, and it'll say continue care, and uh, you it's like how many pumps you're supposed to do
Yeah, it's
to
an
how many.
AED. It's called an automatic electronic defibrillator, and it tells you what to do.
Yes, yes, I know
Does
a lot of police use those.
Yeah, they have them at the like anywhere stores, Walmart, malls, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them, but because I'm in hospice and we don't
Yeah,
revive, so it's for
right.
terminal.
I don't.
But yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah,
Amber was coming back up or not.
she's like Mantownshires or something like that. Good
Yes.
deal.
Hey Theodora, could you show me your face, please? Oh, can I see your face? I can't see. It's kind of blurry. Okay, there we go. Thank you.
I
All
just
right. All right. Thank you, medic, for coming up. Okay, honey.
You're welcome.
I
I
appreciate
just
it.
wanted to give you a
Love you.
support. Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye. Next, we have Theodora. Hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm very well. I don't want to show my face, so how do I do that?
No, that you're fine. You can turn the camera off. I just have to see your face. That way, I'm not seeing someone's intimate areas later because that happens. They I didn't ask for you to see your intimate. I just wanted to. Okay, she fell. Anybody else want to come? I wasn't asking. I was just saying. Um, let's see here. Anybody else wants to come up? You're welcome to. Yes, craziness. Perfect timing, right? Perfect timing. I'll come up. I'm worse than Molly. I just dropped the link. You just have to show me your. Okay. Theodora?
Yes, hello?
Hey, you fell off.
You were talking about like the vegan thing and everything. What information did you guys want to know about it?
Oh, I mean, there wasn't anything in specific. There wasn't any.
Because like you guys were talking about the alkaline vegan and other types of like vegan people, but there's like a big different thing that Dre was doing. When you
Yes.
do alkaline vegan, there's a very big list of everything, and it's like it goes into a very big list, like broccoli, strawberries, and the things that she did, like the mangoes and the mushrooms, that actually is not alkaline vegan. That
Yeah.
is only alkaline vegan to Dr. Sebi. And what Dr. Sebi did was something completely different. And
Yeah.
what he did was it was alkaline vegan to a point where you can only use it for like 2-3 weeks to heal
Correct.
yourself. If you
Yes.
have like an illness, like if you want to take like a pill, if you don't want to take like aspirin or ibuprofen or something like that.
It's more of like a diet detox kind of in a way,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Um, yeah, we had a vegan who came up, I don't know, maybe a week or maybe 2 weeks ago now, and she explained a lot. She's like, she's giving vegans a bad name, and they
That
have.
was me.
Was it?
Yes, that was me.
Okay, okay, there we
That
go.
was actually me.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. She's yeah, the Dre. It's nothing where you should, do more than 2 or 3 weeks for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you for coming up. I appreciate it. I've got about three.
But how do you guys feel about like the psychological thing? Because I'm actually a therapist and I'm also a psychologist as well.
Uh-huh.
How do you guys feel about that? With
Uh,
what what's going on with her kids and the family?
um, I mean, I'm not a psychologist or a therapist, so I mean, you know, I just give my opinions on
Hmm.
certain topics, but other than that, I don't
And
want
my
to.
mother's a psychologist also, and we've been watching everything from the beginning. And we're from Arizona.
Oh, okay.
We're from Arizona, and we've been following it from the beginning. And we have some of our family that's kind of divided on the situation, and then we have some of our family that are against it, but we don't agree with it because like we have our family like, oh, we're good Christians, da da whatever, and da da whatever. Like, no, you don't do that. Miss Letitia had to have her reasons to do whatever she did. Don't do that. If you're a Christian, don't do that. Don't criticize. Let it go. Just follow through and trying to help a person and trying to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you see it in a psychological way, whatever's going on, like there is some psychological things that's going on with Andrea. There is. Um, I hope she gets the help that she needs, but it's just like it's heartbreaking with everything that's going on.
Yes, it really is.
And then
It,
she's like trying to like she's not trying to, but it's just like the whole situation is putting a damper on the whole vegan community, and we don't eat the way she does.
right.
The things that she does and what she's been doing is like that's not how we eat. We abide by like certain foods, certain vitamins, everything, and she's not doing that to her
Yeah,
family, and it's like it's heartbreaking that she's doing that.
it is. I appreciate you. I've got a lot behind me here, so thank you for coming up and speaking. I appreciate it, and please come up again sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have uh, Unum. Could you show your face, please? Thank you, dear. Hello.
Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I blocked myself out, but I sent you an email right now, and someone just put it on their YouTube channel, and it was a video that I've never seen, but she was upset for, I think, go to the last 4 minutes of the video that I just sent you via email, and it was saying that Vaughn was in trouble because he didn't get permission from her. But if
Yes.
you read my email, read it real quick. Oh my goodness, this is a good video. She ended her live because of
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, that's the one I was talking about earlier. Uh, Thank you so much, Navita, for the broken. A chiropractor cannot help with seizures. Seizures are caused by a brain neuron misfire. There are different types of seizures, but brain cells are damaged. Yeah. Thank you so much, Navita. You're always
I don't know if anybody on this channel has seen what that video was, but oh my goodness, that was just, she was upset with him because he moved a mattress back into her daughter's room. She's like, you didn't run it by me. So I didn't know if you
yes.
showed that clip. Oh my goodness, that was so good today because I
Yeah.
finally figured out how to change my name because you're like, you can change it. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
But if you want,
Yeah.
bring that video on the last 4 minutes. It looks sad. It was sad.
It is sad. It is
Oh
sad.
my
And
god.
I think Vaughn just wanted to try to keep everyone happy in that house
I know.
as much as humanly possible. But I think they all wanted to keep Dre happy.
I know. And the question was, she asked her daughter, did you feel that you can ask me about the situation? And she was just like, you didn't ask me though. But it was
Yes.
like, oh, you can ask stepdad, you can ask dad. Like, if he's that dad to your girls, like, for real, why would that be a question for his daughters to be like, I can't ask my own dad or my stepdad? What are you trying to make Dre? What are you trying to make Vaughn to be? A stepdad or who did you want him to be? These girls are asking for him, like, hey, my mom moved my stuff into another room, and I'm asking my dad, my stepdad, Vaughn dad, whoever dad, like, hey, dad, can you put my stuff back into my room? So that was like red flags. Like, why did her daughter's stuff go into her sister Oasis's room? And Vaughn was in trouble from Bella because she didn't ask permission from Dre.
Uh huh.
Ridiculous. But I didn't know if you played that if you look at your email 4 minutes into it, 4 minutes into the end, it was just like, he goes, oh, I thought it was okay because I was told. Like Vala told him. That's what the message says. Vala told him to move his stuff back there.
Thank you,
But
Nicole. Welcome.
huh?
I was talking to Nicole. Go ahead.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
fine.
No, but
I'll
that's what it was for that freaking message. It's sad. If you can play the last 4 minutes, because I want to see it on your live, I'll end this. Get your other
Okay.
people on. But oh my gosh, have a good night, Justin.
Thank you, dear. Appreciate it.
Alrighty.
Hey,
Bye.
Suspicious Minds, do you mind if we drop your link and we'll play it? Subscribe. Okay, we're gonna, y'all please subscribe to Suspicious Minds. Tina, I'll get to you in just one moment, love, I promise. This is where Vaughn and them are all having dinner. She cooks dinner and they're eating their seaweed and mushrooms. And she gets mad. You got to listen to it very carefully because it's kind of low.
Like my right lumbar has like, man.
He was okay until the meetings. Like
mid meeting probably. Midway through.
oh no. What happened? Oh, this film.
Thank you, Tio.
Flip, take it out. Yeah. Dip again. Dip again. Flip again. And then take it out. Take your day. Okay, 20 questions. I'll here. You can have your own dipping plate then. I want to use that. It's kind of dirty. But I feel a fart, honey, but I think I don't have to fart. You silly.
For real. Turn that way.
Is that mine? Excuse me. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. I can dip, flip, nom nom nom. Cut, mommy. Can I do that then? You're almost done. Do you want a little bit of avocado? Mommy? Huh? Can I do a gargle fly our seaweed? Thank you.
I was able to put your bed back.
Oh, cool. What are you doing? In Bella's room? You weren't gonna tell me?
She wanted me to. I just so
sorry.
happened to do it.
Next time I feel like that.
Thank you, Mallory.
Especially since I'm the one that told her and I'm the one that wanted it in Oasis's room. It wasn't her choice. It was something that I put in there because I made that decision.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I just did what was asked.
Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, sorry. That's important to let me know, Bella. Sorry. Why didn't you ask me?
I forgot. I was gonna tell you after the
You were gonna tell me, or you were gonna ask me for permission?
I was gonna tell you.
Yeah, that's not okay. We're gonna talk about this whenever I'm no longer live. Okay. I can keep a secret, can I? Like this? Okay. Actually, we're gonna have to talk about that now. Can you push finish over there? Okay, you guys, have a good night. Yeah, have a good night. Thank you for being here. I hope you benefited from the conversation and discussion. And I hope you know Jehovah. I know Jehovah very much. I know that magic's bad. Satan's bad.
Do your research too.
Yeah, and don't believe when you go on TikTok and someone shows you something. Just research it because something showed me that.
So that was her Dre not getting her way. She says that's exactly right. Actually, that's exactly right. So
Can you hear me okay?
what happens is uh, the kid had asked Vaughn to do something in her room, and because Dre did not know about fixing something in the room or something to that effect. That's exactly right, Mallory. Rage quit. Bingo. So what happens is Vaughn just says, I was just doing what I was told. And she's like, well, you should have talked to me about it and everything. She's sitting there cutting it. And she's like, thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the discussion at the dinner table today. It's so wholesome that I'm going to. Everybody get up. She's like, I'm going to. Thank you. It's been a wholesome Martha Stewart evening. Thank you. That was pretty much it. Welcome, Tina. Thank you so much for your. Sorry for your
Hi.
wait. I am so sorry.
Can you?
Let me
Okay.
tell you what. Yes, let me tell you what kind of dummy I am. I was writing in private chat. I was like,
Okay.
Tina, I'm so sorry about your weight, and I spelled it WEIGHT. And I was like, oh my God, I meant WAIT. Sorry about your weight. Your WAIT. Wait, not your weight.
Yeah. Okay.
So, sorry about that. Thank you for your
I just
patience.
want to say I really appreciate you doing this. Oh, thank you. It's not a problem. I have been watching Dre since I want to say I don't think it was 2016 or I think it was 2017. So a long time. But the comment I wanted to make on this goes back to the financial aspect and the financial abuse and withholding his funds. I don't think anyone's brought this up, but you said he only has a 30% disability from the military, his retirement, medical retirement. Yeah, somebody
don't.
said it was a 30%.
I think it's 30,
Yeah.
but I don't want to say 100%
Uh,
that's yes. But
when a retired person that's in the military is in the hospital, actively in the hospital, their retirement goes to 100% and they end up getting 100% disability and the maximum amount that the vet gets. So that's a good thing to keep in mind when we're talking about all the money aspects that's going around with Dre and keeping him hanging on. He goes to 100% disability and gets the max. I know, like, yeah, I had to Google it first before I was 100% sure, because I know, like, with welfare and getting money through the state, I know that when you're in a facility, like you're, in jail or in the hospital, after a month, you're not able to get that. You're not able to get that. It's supposed to go away. But with the military, it goes to 100% disability and they get the full payment. why they are in the hospital. Once they're out of the facility or whatever hospital, then it goes back to the regular 30%.
So if you're, say for instance, you're in the hospital for 2 weeks, you would get 100% disability for those 2 weeks?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he would be getting, he's been in there since the end of May.
Mm-hmm.
So he would, would most likely be getting 100% disability.
Yeah,
as
correct.
Which makes sense. That makes sense because, if you can't work or, you're stuck in the hospital, you gotta, still pay bills and stuff. Wow.
Yeah.
And Skinner, thank you so much. I love watching you, Justin. You're such a great heart and hilarious. Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I
You're
just wanted
very,
to
very
comment on that, and if you have someone else, let everybody else come up. But I really appreciate you guys doing this. And
If you have anything else to say, you just say it because you waited a long time.
oh, it's okay.
WIT.
You're good. You're good. You're good. So, yeah. So I appreciate you very much, and you have a great night.
Thank you, Miss Tina. God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Good night. Dateline watch party on Dream Girl. Plus, he probably had a low cost life insurance policy that mostly is over 250,000. Yeah, hospitalized. If he was hospitalized for his 30%, then yes. Oh, that could be another factor, Princess Jasmine. You're Jasmina. Yes. Is it too loud? Is it too loud? Okay, I'll turn it down. WAIT. Exactly. All right, guys, I've been on here 2 hours and 11 minutes. So I appreciate you all. Still trying to, figure this out day by day as things develop. It's going to be a long journey, I suspect. I appreciate you guys staying here and listening, and we're all finding this out together. Um, despite all the noise in the YouTube streets and all of that, I don't I don't get bogged down with it. It's not something that I personally really get bogged down with. I avoid most of that stuff, but I appreciate you guys. God bless each and every one of you. I appreciate you. Molly is okay. She's just taking a day or two off. She's spending time with some family, and she's just resting and doing a little, probably shopping, I suspect, and having a good moment before, school's about to start back, and, life gets busy after that. So it's been a great summer for a lot of us. So we appreciate you. Thank you for hanging with us. If you guys haven't, please hit that thumbs up button. It really does make a difference. And if you can, after this has ended, if you can just leave a smiley face or a hello in the chat, in the comment section after this has ended, that really helps. Those two things gets the name, the algorithm going, so that more people can know that we can find justice for Vaughn, whatever that is. But justice for Vaughn to me is getting him a full investigation. No matter what happens, he deserves a full investigation, which any other human being on the planet deserves as well. That is justice for Vaughn for me. So thank you all. God bless each and every one of you, and that his family can see him as well, obviously. That. So thank you all. God bless you. Please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't been subscribed, I would greatly appreciate your subscription. Thank you all. Have a great night. God bless you. Bye bye.